I told you, this thing is bigger than Nino Brown, and I got a list of
Order.
If I'm going down,
Order in
I'm
the
taking a
court.
whole lot of
I
people
said
with me.
order in the court.
Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am. Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am. Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am.
To this day.
Nino Brown Boxing, I'm back in the building. Shout out to the LDBC. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. So, guys, I want to talk about my man, Jarrett Hurd. See, ever since Jarrett Hurd lost to Julian J. Rock Williams, my man Hurd has been bashed, disrespected, disregarded, discarded, overlooked. Any type of adjective that I can think of that explains the disrespect that I feel that Jarrett Hurd has received for losing a high-risk, low-reward fight. Like, I mean, I've heard people that preach, we need to have the best fight the best every single day. We need guys to stop ducking. I've heard guys that say that on a consistent basis talk about how Jarrett Hurd shouldn't have taken that high-risk, low-reward fight. Man, get the hell out of here. Come on now. He took a high-risk, low-reward fight. Well, guess what? Jarrett Hurd is doing exactly what we're mad at Canelo Alvarez for not doing. Jamal Charlo is a very high-risk, low-reward fight for Canelo Alvarez. When some people say, well, Jamal does numbers. Yes, he does. Jamal's a popular fighter. Yes, he is. But the ass whooping that Jamal Charlo will put on Canelo Alvarez definitely makes this shit low reward. That's how I look at it. Now back to my man Jarrett Hurd. So Jarrett Hurd made some changes. What I heard from Team Hurd, Jarrett Hurd did not fire his trainer. Jarrett Hurd trainer left. That's a big difference. Just want to get that straight. Those are the words from Team Hurd. Next, Jarrett Hurd made it clear. Obviously, he lost his belts. Apparently he wasn't as focused. Other shit was going on in his life, whatever the case may be. I make no excuses for my guy, for my favorite fighter. No excuses at all. He cut his hair recently. He's making changes. He's leaving that Hollywood shit alone. I don't know what hairstyle he's going with. It's not a big deal to me. The damn blonde mohawk with the one dreadlock it wasn't a big deal. I'm not concerned with the man's hair. His hair doesn't possess any damn superpowers. He's not a Dragon Ball Z character. He's not a damn Super Saiyan or no shit like that. Jarrett Hurd is just doing his best effort of refocusing himself so he can have a comeback. Apparently, Jarrett Hurd and Julian J. Rock Williams are eyeing a rematch for November in Philadelphia. And I'm happy for it. I'm happy for this shit. Once again, it's so hypocritical. And hypocrisy is one of my biggest pet peeves. And people that like to fucking cross the street diagonally, but that's a whole nother video. Hypocrisy is one of my biggest pet peeves. And I'm saying that because having an issue with Jarrett Hurd wanting to run it back, even though he lost, is crazy to me. Jarrett Hurd could take the route of wanting to duck off. Like, Jarrett Hurd was a unified champion at 154. He wasn't some scrub like a damn Charles Martin. Let's say if Charles Martin wanted to run it back with Anthony Joshua. Jarrett Hurd was a unified champion. His first time he got the belt, it was a vacant title. The next time when he unified with Lara, he beat the man. He beat the top guy at 154. So it's not like Jarrett Hurd doesn't possess the ability to win big fights. So Jarrett Hurd running the back, hey, I commend you for it. It's very respectable. We all know a lot of guys like to move around the sport of boxing extremely strategically, and strategic movement is smart until it's happening to your favorite fighter. Well, guess what? Jarrett Hurd is my favorite fighter, and I'm anti-strategic movement for him. You took an L, you run it back. If you take an L again, then you go back and you regroup. It's really that simple. It's really that simple. Because to me, Jarrett Hurd, whatever people want to say, Hurd defense is his face, all of that. Like, I hear you. You're right. He has his flaws. Jarrett Hurd is a very self-aware individual. He knows what his flaws are. He's working on it. Now, the thing about it is, we always hear people say, well, you implement changes. It ain't going to happen in 8 weeks. It ain't going to happen in one fight. Shit, it ain't going to happen in 2 fights. Well, guess what? The same thing applies to Jarrett Hurd. We know he doesn't have the best defense. Well, guess what? It's going to take some time. It's going to take some time for him to improve. But him improving, he still needs to take the best fights, because at that point in time, he was the champion. Like, prime example with Gervonta Davis. People always talking about Gervonta Davis isn't ready, or whoever the guy is that doesn't have a belt, he's not ready. The thing is, the standard is, once you have a belt, you can call yourself a champion for a sanctioning body, call yourself a champion or a title holder for that division. You are ready. It's no, I have a belt and I need to get ready. No. When you have a belt, you're ready. And whatever difficulties, whatever obstacles are thrown your way, because you're not as seasoned, you're not as skilled, when you have that belt, guess what? That's just a hurdle you got to deal with. And that's what Jarrett Hurd was continuing to do. He know he had areas in his career, in his skill set he needed to brush up on, but he was a champion. So he did what champions do. He faced adversity, he went into the fire. Some people saying, well, Jarrett Hurd thought J-Rock was the tune-up. Jarrett Hurd made it very clear that J-Rock was not a tune-up. The thing is, J-Rock was a right-hander. See, people condemn Jarrett Hurd for saying that he wanted to face 2 right-handers before he fought Jamel Charlo. He didn't go up in there with back-to-back limbs and columns. He fought Julian J-Rock Williams, a monster, a guy that I feel is the best guy at 154 right now. So, Jarrett Hurd, from your fellow DMV native, Nino Brown Boxing, I commend you for making those changes, because in order to make changes, you had to realize that it was the change that needed to be made in the first place. And some people, even with a loss, they don't realize changes need to be made. Prime example, Adrian fucking Broner. Keep doing the same shit. Keep getting his ass beat. I hope that's not the same thing that's going to happen with you. I believe in Jarrett Hurd. Jarrett Hurd is refocused. He's training. And he's going to run it back, and he will become champion again. People making it seem like it's absolutely ridiculous to think that Jarrett Hurd can't become a champion again. And it's like, you know what? All I'm going to say to anyone that makes it seem like it's impossible, not people saying like, J-Rock is a difficult fight, they have a 64. They're not talking about those guys. I'm talking about people that make it seem like it's an extremely wide margin and it's nowhere near possible that Jarrett Hurd will become a champion again. I want you to dye your hair blonde and grow a little lock in the front when they say "in the new," and Jarrett Hurd has his hand raised. This Nino Brown Boxing. Shout out to the LDBC, and I'm out.